Hey, it's Nick Doherty here, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the Orillia real estate stats for detached houses, non-waterfront, for May 2025. Now, in this video, I'm going to be peeling back the curtain. It's a little bit of a different format that I typically do. However, I thought I would share with you exactly where I get the stats, where I come up with my numbers, so you can see them too. We're going to be covering what happened last year at this time in May 2024, and we're going to be covering what happened in April of 2025. So you can see what's happening month over month. You can see what's happening year over year. So let's dive into the number one stat. Okay, is the number of active listings out there. Now, if you take a look at all these numbers here, you'll be able to see right here, active listings. We have 101. Now, if you look over here, you can see right here 76. That was last month in April, and this is May 101. And you can see I pulled up the stats basically all year long. You can see the fluctuation here. Last year at this time we were hovering at 116, so we have a few less active listings than we did at this time last year. Okay, stat number two, the number of sales. You can see in May 2025 we had 37. This year at this time, you can see we had 33, and in April of 2025 we had 23. So we're seeing an increase in the number of sales, and actually more sales than we seen last year at this time, which is a positive note. Okay, now if we get into stat number three, everybody's favorite stat is the average sale price. You can even see this has the medium sale price too, so you can compare. This is what the majority of the houses are selling for, but this is the average here. This is typically what I'm sharing with you is the average sale price, but right here we can cover the medium sale price too, and you can see the comparison between the two. But if we're talking about the average sale price, you can see in May 2025 we were hovering around 661,000. In April we were 664. That's not much of a difference. It's 0.4%, so there wasn't much of a change in home prices from April to May. But if you look at last year at this time in May 2024, you can see here at the top we were hovering around 647,000. So we are a little bit of an increase year over year, about 2.1% from last year at this time. So that's a positive as well. Okay, and it does, you can see it just fluctuates through here, but it's relatively steady when you look at it. There's been some drops and there's been some increases. You can see here in October 2024 we were hovering around 810, and in September we were 771. Okay, now if we move into the number of days on market, you can see the medium days on market, you can see the average days on market here. We are typically talking about the average days on market. It's showing that there was 18 days. Last month it was 31. So you can see home prices that are listed properly, present well, are selling within 18 days. Okay, last year at this time we were hovering around 33. You can see the majority of the houses they're selling, like if you're taking the medium, 22 and 10, but we were looking at the average here. Now, taking into consideration, and I've said this before in the other videos, and I don't think it's fair to the real estate agents, and I don't think it's fair to the consumers. This is not an accurate number. They do not take into consideration homes that don't sell or homes that have been sitting on the market for months. They only take into consideration houses that have sold at a new price. So even if it was listed at, say, $799 and it sat on the market for 60 days, okay, and nothing happened, and then in 60 days they reduced that price down to $750, and then it sells at $730, whatever it may be, in 10 days, they're only taking into consideration those 10 days at the new price. Okay, it's not really a fair analysis, and from a real estate standpoint, sharing this with a client or people out in the marketplace that are curious about days on market, it's not really an accurate number to set expectations with people where really the days on market are at. Okay, that's why I always say the caveat: if it's priced properly and presents well, it'll sell at that price. Okay, so just take this number with a grain of salt. It's not really an accurate number, but unfortunately, again, this is all they give us as real estate agents. So I want to make that disclaimer there. Okay, so in case you are listing your house and it's not selling within this time frame, this is the reason why. Okay, and maybe your realtor has already explained this too as well. Now, If we take the average list price to sold price, stuff is selling around 98% asking. You say they're out basically hovering between 97, 98, 99, somewhere in there. You can see last year at this time we were hovering around 100%, which is pretty good. And last month we were hovering around 99, a little bit of a drop there, but the prices, again, they're relatively the same. It's not much of a difference there either. And then if we go into months of inventory, this is looking a little bit more positive too. You can see it was even climbed up to, looking at months of inventory, that's this number here. You can see that it was up at, in March, it was, oh, just let me change that back. Sorry, change the numbers there. Just bear with me 1 second here. Yeah, I moved the numbers around here a little bit, but okay, so we're hovering around 2.81 last month, okay? And that, in May of 2025. So that's a decrease, because if you look at April here, we're at 3.3. And if you look at May of, the numbers got mixed around here. I'm not sure why. We were at 3.51. Okay, so relatively, that's a pretty substantial drop from 3.5 down to 2.81. So you can see it's a bit of a decrease, but you can see if we were up in March, we're at 4.22. So we've seen a decrease in the months of inventory, which you can see because we're having a few more sales as well. All right, so that's something to pay attention to too. It is technically in a seller's market. 1 to 3 months is a seller's market. 4 to 6 is a balanced, what they say, and 6 beyond is a buyer's market. Now, this is detached non-waterfront houses, okay? If you start to look at the condo market, start to look at waterfront properties, that months of inventory is going to be much higher. There's no doubt about that, okay? I'm not looking at that in this specific video right now. If you would like any information specifically on waterfront condos, townhouses, whatever it may be, I'm happy to look into that for you and put a report together like this for you so you can see the numbers, see what the real true numbers are as well. So some key metrics to pay attention to: year over year, we saw a 2.1% increase in home prices here in Orillia in detached non-waterfront space. And we also seen about a 0.4% increase month over month. Okay, so a little bit of an improvement. That's positive to what we were seeing, because we were seeing a bit of a lull there in the previous months. Okay, if you like this format of this video, me peeling back the curtain, showing you the numbers here, let me know. Comment below. Let me know you enjoyed this video, and I'll continue to do videos just like this so you can stay in the loop. What is happening here in Orillia in the real estate niche? Okay, I'm Nick Doherty, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.